Good afternoon, everybody. The required for me to today was to speak about Viennese waltz. Okay? Maybe somebody of you already knows that Viennese waltz is the fast dances in the ballroom dancing. Because, come on, because this is a question. Why? Why? 58 to 60 bar per minute. Good. Just prepare. I see that there is some person that is prepared. So, against quick step, that is from 48 to 50 bar per minute. So, 10 bar per minute more in Viennese waltz. So, this one is a fast dancer. Therefore, why some clever person, then of course, is evolution. And in the evolution, we have to be inside of the evolution, and we have to accept the evolution. But some clever person write this very fast dance with a 6 figure. Natural turn, reverse turn, step of change, natural flecker, reverse flecker, contra check. Okay? So therefore, this is the border of the organizer asked me to explain today about the technique of Viennese waltz. So it will be very simple in one way, but also very complicated. I would like to start to explain the technique, and then after, let you try, starting by the lower part. The first part that is attached to the floor is our feet, okay? And of course, the first important thing in our feet is not so much about, of course, then later we're going to understand, about the footwork that we should using in relation of the floor, footwork and foot placement. Okay, but also the direction of the foot, that is very important, okay? So I prepare here paper and pen to give to some of you, okay, to ask a question, but I don't want to ask a question, just you have to write down, it's very simple, okay? Because maybe someone is feel a little bit shy, wants to ask a question, they become red, they cannot have, they go in panic, they cannot answer, everything become black, okay? So, first thing, I want everybody facing to me and close the feet, okay? And then I would like that everybody turn the right foot to the right and make a turn of 1/4. 1/4. This is 1/4 of turn. 1/4 turn is when our feet stay 90-degree angle between each other. Okay? If I ask you 1/8 of turn, is 45 degree. To the right, to the left. 1/4, 45 degree. In order to understand the foot alignment and the foot direction of Viennese waltz, you should need to know just 1/8 and 1/4. Not more than this foot direction, okay? Then there are in some figure, but not in Viennese waltz, that we are 3/8 of turn, okay? We have 3/8 of turn in some figure, but not the case of Viennese waltz. Now, I would like to give a little bit piece of paper, and this is just white, okay? Piece of paper to you and free pen. First, to the lady. Lady always first. 1, and pen. 2. And 3. Pen is here. Pen is here. Okay, you should write down the amount of turn that you have in the first step of natural turn for the lady moving backward. You have to write down. You have so I already tell you that we can have 1/8 or 1/4 in Viennese waltz, okay? So you have a 50% of chance to answer good or bad. Done? Then you have to write down how many amount of turn we have in the second step of natural turn moving backward. And then you pass this paper to your partner with the pen, of course. And I would like to ask the same question as well. How much amount of turn you have in the first step of natural turn? And just for the man, this one, I already give you some good advice. How much amount of turn you have on the third step? So it's not a step, it's just once you close the feet.
When the man moves forward?
In the natural turn. Natural turn, man move forward. In total, yes. Done? Ready? Can I see the paper? Not correct, sorry. I will explain you later. This is not correct.
It's different.
What is? Ah. Is your partner?
Yes.
Yeah?
Dying.
Ah. Lady? Not correct. Not correct. So I see that is going to be very good, the lecture, because nobody knows the amount of turn, and we start very good. So I feel like good to give and share with you some good knowledge, and also explain you why, okay? So first of all, the natural turn of Venus waltz, we're supposed to start diagonal center, okay? So our feet, if I say this is a line of dance, okay? Line of dance, another line of dance, another line of dance, line of dance. I come back to the beginning of the line of dance. I go in diagonal center. Diagonal center can be many diagonal center, but we try to take the perfect one. The perfect one is those one that is divide the floor into triangle, okay? So therefore is 45 degree. Clear? From my diagonal center to my line of dance, how much amount of turn I have? 1/8. Perfect. So this is the amount of turn that the man should we take in the first step. So preparation, but I don't want to show you how to arrive. Just step, 1/8 of turn. So the first step is a straight for the man. Second step of the man, moving forward, have quarter of turn. Once the man closes the feet, has another 1/8 of turn. And I come back in the same position, just moving backward. So man has a two-step, like a lady, but has 3 different amount of turn, because also when the man closes the foot, should have another 8 of turn. Okay? Later I will explain you why. Okay? Ladies start diagonal center, okay? And also this technique is the same in in an opposite way for the man once the man moving backward. The first step of the man, if I turn 1/8, that many one right 1/8, we already parallel to each other. We already square. Okay? So the person that is moving backward, which is the person that stay more close to the center of the turn, which is stay inside of the turn, has to let the person that moving forward pass. So in the first step, we have immediately 1/4 of turn. Okay? In the second step, another quarter of turn. And the last step, I just close the feet without any other turn. Simple. Boring, very boring, I understand. But you should know this kind of principle if you want to dance a good Venus waltz, if you don't want to cross each other position, if you want to maintain a more stability inside of the couple. Okay, the stability inside the couple is not just the energy that you produce in order to stand close to each other and the movement that you're creating. It's also the correct foot alignment into the basic figure. Okay, so I would like that everybody is very, very slowly in your small piece of floor. So spread a little bit out, spread a little bit out. You try this kind of principle. You take your line of dance from your line of dance, you move your feet 45 degrees to the left, okay? Then the first step is LOD, and we turn from the first step, from the standing position, to the first step, we have 1/8 of turn. From the first step to the second step by moving forward, so first of all, I have to feel that my legs swing forward, and then I have quarter turn in my feet. Once I close, I have another 8 of turn, okay? Before I tell you, I explain you why. Because the person who moves forward is the person that stays outside of the turn, okay? If the person who moves forward stays outside of the turn, and of course, by moving forward, I cannot turn 1/4 immediately, because otherwise I have the same problem like the lady that going back would turn 1/8. So the person who moves forward try to have more progression. The person moving backward has to give more space to the person who moves forward. Until here, I think that sounds very logical, okay? The second part maybe doesn't sound so logical, because the person who moves forward has to do it quarter turn, and the person who moves back also quarter turn. So it seems that the person moving back is 1/8 in advance that the person moves forward, correct? Clear? How much is 1/8 plus 1/4? 3/8. How much is 1/4 plus 1/4? Half turn. So the person moving back is a little bit in front. Yes, because I have to create in space with the hip in order to let swing the man's leg, or the leg that the person moving forward. Okay, so in this situation, we are early and we have a little bit like promenade position, we can say. Clear? And then, therefore, why the person that is moving forward, that is turn 1/4 between first and second step, has to complete the turn by turn 1/8 to realign and to close, clear the feet. Clear? Question? So, now later we're going how to perform. We're going to see how to perform this thing by using the correct mechanic of the leg. Another important thing about the natural turn, then also we will find in the reverse turn as well. That is more in relation of the speed of the music. Here we're going to analyze more not the foot direction, the foot alignment, but more the footwork, okay, the foot placement. So into the first step, for sure, the person move forward has to move heel. The person has to move in backward, move with the ball of foot, moving backward by using the standing leg, turn 1/4, and then go into place the heel and let the leg swing, okay? The person move forward, going directly, creating driver action from heel to the flat foot. Then by staying to the flat foot, it start to swing the leg. And once the leg swing, I start to off. During my leg pass forward, I start to off my right heel and creating this kind of amount of turn, which is not immediately, but is mostly once I place the second step, okay? Then from here, I arrive and I close and I do another 8 of turn, okay? About the foot placement, the person that stay inside of the turn, so sometimes lady, sometimes man, depend who move backward, okay? The person who move backward has to place inside edge of the ball of right foot, and then by creating a little bit like pressure, has to collect the inside edge of the all flat foot of our left foot, okay? This is a kind of principle that often we miss. We miss because maybe some of you don't pay attention, is not care about it. Some of them is placed a bad amount of turn. So if, for example, from the first step, which is I don't turn, let's say I turn 1/8. Then in the second step, I turn 1/4, okay? Or maybe more, 3/8, because then I have to realign there. So immediately, I feel that I can close by pulling the heel, because my foot is not in a correct position that I can collect the inside edge of my left foot. Okay, this is one of very important details that I can see that we miss. Why is very important? It's very important also for the action as well. Because which is the Venice waltz is a very fast dance. We don't have the opportunity to swing, to finish the swing like we have in waltz. So every time that we create a natural turn in waltz, okay, we dance natural turn, we close both feet. Even moving backward, I close both toes. Okay, it's not that I'm moving backward and I collect the inside edge of the flat foot. Because in Venice waltz, this is not possible, because otherwise, with the speed, we start to jumping. So therefore, the person that is moving backward, that is ready to creating, should be ready to creating the next drive action, has to collect the flat foot, because then gonna be more easy to creating the next drive action. If I have to collect the toes and then going down and then move, I wasting time and I start to jump. So this sounds very logical in relation of the speed of the music. And if you try to going up and move, you also feel that you will be behind of the music. Therefore, I think it's very clever technique that was creating about 70 or 80 years ago, okay, in 1940. Very, very clever technique. And in today's time, we still use it, because there are not any other different technique that is better than this one in terms of the alignment, in terms of the footwork. Is about the footwork, I would like to feel during the dancing natural turn, I would like to feel that I always creating a dynamic force in relation of the floor. So I can have like pulling my foot, so I take and then I use and then I pull. Or I try to push from the floor. Okay, so if I have to push from my standing leg, I arrive to my moving leg. Then my moving leg has to pull myself. So it's not that my moving leg once in the middle that is become standing leg, don't do anything. It start to pull. Then from here to, in order to move my moving leg, my standing leg also push. Then once I right side, my moving leg that gradually becomes standing leg start to pull. So the foot pressure into the floor is very important. And sometimes we have to feel like that our foot take the floor and pull, or sometimes, depend if we have the weight, is a push, Now I would like to give you an exercise, okay? From standing position, okay, with both foot, you try with both foot to have one step forward with both foot, not with one step. With both foot, one step forward. How is possible? By jumping, correct. You jump, and once you jump, you have to feel to have a step forward. Which kind of foot pressure you use into the floor? Let's try. You're using the pressure to push the floor behind you in order to move your body forward, okay? Of course, I don't want into the driving action to see the people that try to jump, but the foot action into the floor is without jump, but there's the same kind of idea in order to move our body weight forward, okay? Then another exercise, I want that everybody open the leg, okay? And everybody try to close the foot into the center. What you going to do it with the foot? You're going to pull. So now you can try to open one step and then using the same pressure in order to close to one side, or open the step, or using the same pressure to go to close to the other side. Okay, and this is the work that you have to do it from 2 to 3 of natural turn, or for 5 to 6, depend of the person moving backward and forward. Okay, so once I arrive in the drive, I push. Now I pull, I push, and then now this foot is very important. It's not that I'm going to close with my right foot. I'm going to close with my right foot because my left foot pull my body weight to collect the foot and have 1/8 of turn. Same idea, moving backward. Once I'm moving backward, the person moving backward has to push from the heel. So I'm using my ball of foot, but in the end, the last push is from my heel. I have 1/4 of turn, I collect, I swing my leg. Once I swing my leg, I try to stay more in relation with my body to my left foot. Because if I swing my leg and I move my body, it's happened disaster because I start to don't give the opportunity to the person who move forward to pass. So therefore, I have to stay longer to my standing leg. And in this situation, I use the inside edge of the foot, the same exercise to pull and to collect the foot. Okay? The person moving backward, in terms of action, the person moving forward has continuous swing. So the person moving forward is continuous swing is going up and then collect down. The person moving backward has drive, swing, and not continuous swing. So the person moving backward prepare the drive to move forward. So between 5 to 6 for the man and between 2 to 3 of the lady, you have to start to lowering. So one question that you ask me, it is, if you follow me, which kind of question you can ask me? So if one person has continuous swing and the other person has lowering, we have harmony in terms of rise and fall? No. One person's going up, another person going down. One person's going up, another person going down. Therefore, is how we can deal to pass each other in order to the inside or outside of the turn. So if both we try to rise in the same time, it's difficult to pass each other. One, the person is the outside of the swing, has to continuous rise, and the person that is inside of the turn has to start to lowering early to prepare the next drive. Clear? Let's.
Sorry, can I?
Yes.
The slow waltz will be the same, right?
No. In slow waltz, we have, because of the speed, we have the time to creating this one. But it's the same in a moment that lady have point LOD to let, and then we going to swing up together. But the man that is outside of the turn, if we speak about natural turn moving forward, has to start to swing up early than the lady. This is true. Okay? And also, if, for example, I analyze spin turn, I'm moving backward, I then spin turn in waltz, then I start to rise together with my partner, we feel that we have no balance. So in this situation, that's why the spin turn man has to not place directly the toe, has to place the heel. Because in this situation, lady is more up than me, then I arrive and I'm going up and I support. Okay? Thank you very much. So it's almost the same principle as well, but because we don't talk about figure that continues, like natural turn and we repeat natural turn. So it will become much more difficult to swap the position and stay always in a good alignment. Now we're going to analyze the reverse turn. Okay, I give you the same piece of paper to different person now. Reverse turn, I would like to know in the reverse turn the amount of, you have the pen? Yes. I would like to know in the reverse turn, Chiara, ciao. The amount of turn for the lady that has in the first step of the reverse turn. Lady on the first step of reverse turn moving backward, eh? Moving backward, lady. Backward, yes.